who hasn't caught a fish for months. So long, in fact, that his young protege Manolin is told by his parents to stop fishing with him. Then one day, the fisherman goes out, hooks a marlin so huge he has to tie it to the outside of his boat, but as he sails towards the shore, he starts to attract sharks. The sharks start to eat the marlin, and despite Santiago fighting back, the sharks eat the marlin to the point that all that remains is a giant skeleton. This understandably makes Santiago sad. But when the other fishermen see the giant skeleton of this enormous fish, they realize Santiago got his fishing groove back and their faith in the old man is restored. This makes Santiago happy. Good work, Ernest Hemingway. One of the best works of American literature right there, ladies and gentlemen. Man sucks at fishing, goes out, catches fish, gets eaten, comes back, done. And this is why I hate American literature. So anyway, the online blog's interpretation was that Santiago the fisherman is an old, weary hero past his prime, just like Logan, who has one final moral victory and wins the affection of a young student, X-23, or in Logan's case, Manolin. Sorry, I mean scratch that, reverse it. Although I gotta say, X-23 hanging out with Santiago would make the book so much more interesting. But I don't know, it just feels off to me. Key moments and themes just don't line up. To avoid spoilers, let's just say that the fisherman doesn't end up in the same place as Logan does at the end of The Old Man of the Sea, so that's a pretty important detail. And there's no fish parallel in Logan. I mean, the most important part of the book is Santiago battling with the marlin for days, catching him, engaging in this epic struggle, and then watching it slowly get eaten away over time by the sharks. To me, this doesn't match up to anything in Logan. Logan is about the relationship between Logan and X-23. The Old Man of the Sea is about the relationship between Santiago and the fish. Kind of like Moby Dick. These sea movies, they're always about a guy and his fish fetish. Making love to other gay fish. Anyway, if this was truly meant to be a parallel, there'd be more emphasis on the relationship with Manolin, his protege. That would be the X-23 stand-in, not the fish. Plus, why would a teaser for Deadpool 2 be including a bunch of text about a movie that we're about to see? Text that we won't be able to read in the theater, so we have to watch the teaser again at home after we've already seen the movie. Overall, it just wasn't the satisfying answer that I was looking for. So my initial theory, and where I started researching this whole thing, was that maybe the Old Man of the Sea plot is setting up themes that we're gonna see play out in Deadpool 2, giving us a little preview of the plot, you know? I mean, we know that Cable's gonna be in the movie, and he's kinda old and grouchy. So I searched through as many Deadpool comics as I could find, and none of his adventures with Cable aligned with the key themes of the Old Man of the Sea either. And if we wanted to get really literal with it, the only time he fights a big fish is the villain Tiger Shark, but that's just really stupid. So what is it? Why is it there? To give you a peek behind the scenes of the workings of this show, it's at this point when writing theories that I start asking myself some really bizarre questions, and I start pursuing literally any interesting coincidence that I can find. Maybe this is a complete shot in the dark, but maybe out there somewhere there's a random detail about Wade Wilson's life that he shares with Ernest Hemingway, and that'll lead to some other interesting stuff. And oh boy, I started researching down that path and was literally dumbfounded by just how deep those connections went. So deep, in fact, that hey, I decided to go through with an entire episode about them, so here we are.